Namaste. What a joy it is to be here with you, face to face and virtually. It's a joy to be alive, and sometimes you have to break free of other people's expectations and find more creative ways to express yourself, resulting in greater confidence in your intuition, starting to feel a lightness of being, and your inner voice a little louder, a little stronger. Coming invigorated with your body's life force, Prana, and gain a greater sense of purpose, Dharma, this awareness of your own well-being, and to enhance the well-being of the community. Reconnect with your body and relax your anxious mind through yoga asana and meditation. Now we will experience the transformative power of joy, which uplifts and inspires ourselves and others. Embrace a joyful attitude as you practice to experience more joy in your life and add joy to the world around you. Uttara Bodhi Mudra we form by extending the index fingers and interlacing the other three fingers, then crossing the left thumb over the right, holding it in front of the heart to act like a lightning rod for inspiration and clear sight, for more mental clarity and joy. Inhaling the exuberance of life, the delight in being, and the joy of good company. And slowly walk the hands forward and fold over the hips. And feel free to move side to side, and any movement, your intuition, your inner voice guides you. Then lift up to straight back. We're going to come all the way up to standing. Now, bringing Uttara Bodhi again in front of the heart. Draw the shoulder blades in and press the soles of the feet down, keeping the pressure even between the inner and outer edges of the feet, the balls of the feet and the heels. And hug the legs to the midline, shoulders in, navel in, pressing down through the legs, lift up through the ribs, heart and head. And lift this mudra high over the head, a giant lightning rod for more joy, more exuberance. And bring the hands interlaced behind the head. Press the head back for a moment, looking up. Inhale as you arch back. And then exhale, bringing the elbows forward, chin to the chest. Opening each time you inhale to arch back. Press the heels down, lift the heart. And exhaling to round forward and gently stretch the back of the neck. One more cycle, taking a complete breath in and complete breath out. Now bend the knees, slide hands down to the knees, pausing halfway in Uttanasana. Roll the shoulders back, lengthen the neck, and on the exhale, slide the hands down the shins. Walk the knees some, move the hips, adding movement as your body's intuition guiding you, hearing that inner voice. Eventually, if the hands touch the floor or come to blocks, soften the knees on the inhale, and then press down more through the feet and hands on the exhale. Complete breaths in and complete breaths out. Now begin to roll the back up. Inhale, lift the shoulders, then lift the arms. Bring Uttara Buddha to the heart once more. Now step to the front of the mat. Release the mudra, step right foot back, bend the left knee, and find a stable, solid, strong foundation in your feet and legs. Then hold the backs of the hands touching. Inhale, lift the arms and circle them around the head and back down on the exhale. Moving with awareness, with joy, the delight of being embodied souls. Celebration of sense in the body and spirit in the soul. Wonderful. You're very graceful. All right. Now clasp the hands behind and draw the shoulder blades in. Inhale, lift up the heart. Press down through the feet. Back leg is straight. Navel is tucked in. Neck is long. Now release the hands and bring them to the front knee. Start to slide down the leg. Pausing on the inhale to realign the shoulders, neck, and spine. Tightening the tummy on the exhale helps you go deeper. Hug the muscles to the bone and lift up the kneecap. So you're pulling the thigh bone up into the hip socket, keeping the pelvis level. Soften on the inhale. Sense what you're doing with your body. On the exhale, strive to go a little deeper. Pulsation of give and take with your body. Keep the right hand on the mat. Bring it under the right shoulder. Then sweep the left arm up, twisting in revolved triangle. Parivrtta Trikonasana. And release the hands to the mat. Step right foot forward. Inhale, hands to knees, flat back. Then exhale, fold over straight legs. Soften the knees, hug legs to the midline. Inhale, lift the arms joyfully, hands together. And exhale, Uttara Buddha at the heart. Okay, now step the left foot back in warrior stance. Bend the right knee. And fine-tune that foundation until you feel really strong and solid in the legs and the hips. Hold the backs of the hands touching, and when you're inhaling, lift up to open the chest. And exhaling, coming back down at the same speed as the inhale. So there's no rush. You can delight in every part of this movement. Feel it in every muscle and joint in the body. Okay. Last circle. Big breath. All right. And we'll just clasp the hands back here behind. Draw the shoulder blades in. Press down through the legs and lift up in the chest. Take a slight back bend. Now release the hands to the front knee and fold over the right hip. Draw the right hip crease back and slowly straighten the right knee as you slide down to the floor or to a set of blocks. Soften the knee on the inhale and sense how you're holding your hips and shoulders. On the exhale, tighten the kneecap and tuck in the tummy. You're going to fold a little farther. Taking complete breaths. Fun breaths of joy, doing what we love. Bring the left hand underneath to the floor under the left shoulder for revolved triangle and sweep the right arm up. That's good, very good. Taking the shoulder back more than the hand, so you're protecting the shoulder joint. So hollow armpit, soft in the elbow. Good, very good. Release the right hand to the mat and step the left foot forward. Inhaling to a flat back and exhaling deep forward fold, Uttanasana. Hug legs to the midline, press feet down, reach up with the arms. Inhaling tall, Uttara Buddhi, and exhaling, bringing the mudra to the heart for inspiration, insight, and enlightenment. Okay. Next, I'll take a wide leg forward bend, opening the feet, bending the knees to fold halfway forward. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. And on the exhale, reach down to the mat, lift up through the navel, and press down through the soles of the feet. Inhale, lengthen the neck, relax the shoulders. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Softening on the inhale, sense what your body needs to feel aligned and comfortable. And with the exhale, stretch to your fullest capacity. One joyful breath at a time. Now, placing the left hand underneath on the floor under the face, open the right arm to the side and look up to that arm. And relax, right hand down to the floor, open the left arm and look up to that hand. Good job, good. Again, when try and take the armpit back more than the hand, so the shoulders relax, the elbows soft. And lower the left hand down. And bend knees, lift the back up. And let's turn the left toes towards the end of the mat. Okay, pivot the left toes out for warrior two. If you need to, adjust the length of your stance. Inhale, open the heart, roll the shoulders back. And the exhale, engage through the core, the inner thighs, and see if you deepen the pose. With strength and control, with breath and joy. Then reverse the warrior, lifting the left palm up, tilting the head back, but keeping that back leg straight. Nice job. Good, everyone. Okay. Now bring the left elbow forward to the left knee and reach up with the right arm over the right ear, extended side angle, Parshvakonasana. Roll the right shoulder back, pull the navel in, and press down through the soles of the feet. You're not collapsing into the hips, but lengthening the sides of the body. Breathing into that outer right hip and ribs. If your stance is long enough, even try bringing the left fingertips down, but not if that causes you to cave inward, so to speak. Okay. Now lift up to stand and turn the feet, pivot the left toes in, spin the right toes out, and bend the right knee, warrior two. Virabhadrasana. Reaching back with the left hand as much as you're reaching forward with the right. Now, lift up the right hand, reverse the warrior. And then bring the right elbow forward to the right knee. The left arm extend over the ear. Inhale, roll the left shoulder back. And exhale, pull the navel in, lower the hips, and over a series of breaths, you might try and have the right fingertips touching a block or the floor. Good, and we'll lift up. With an inhale, come back to standing and step the feet together. Okay. Arms wide, inhaling. On the exhale, sweep the right arm under the left, crossing the elbows, bringing the palms touching for Garudasana, or eagle pose. Bend the knees. Focus your gaze on a spot in front of you, and then balance all the weight on the left leg, toe touch with the right. Eventually, try crossing the right knee over, toe touch to the opposite side. Eventually, lift up the right foot and balance on one leg. Garuda, the mythical eagle-like creature. Okay, release the arms, rest the feet, spread the arms wide, and then switch sides, left under right. This time, balancing on the right leg. Cross the left knee over when you're ready, and hug the legs together. With calm, joyful breaths, try to sink a little lower. Wonderful, you're great. You're really good, eagles. And release and rest the feet down. Stretch the arms as though your eagle wings were about to lift you up and fly away. All right, we're coming down to the floor, kneeling. Starting in table pose, we're just going to flow back and forth from child on the exhale, sinking back, inhaling up to table. Now on the exhale, roll the hips forward, cobra down to the mat. Inhale, cobra up, and exhale back to child's pose. And going consciously, rhythmically, and with awareness through each part of these movements, listening to your inner voice, to your breath, and to your body. Nice wave-like fluid movement in the spine. Stopping when you get back to table pose. Curl the toes under and lift up the knees. And start to walk the knees. Adjust the feet and hands for downward dog. And grip the mat with the fingertips. Inhale, soften the knees, lift the sitting bones, and on the exhale, hug to the midline, press the heels down. So there's a pulsation of give and take, ebb and flow. Relaxing on the inhale to sense the joy in the pose, and exhaling with a little more exhilaration and joy, thrill of stretching to your fullest. All right, from here, step the right foot forward to low lunge, and the back knee on the mat. Now, lift up the arms and arch back, tad. And release the hands back down. Start to straighten the front knee, folding over the right hip now. And walk the heel forward a few inches as needed so that you don't have to sit back to the heel, but you can stay up over the left knee. Press the right heel into the mat. Okay, so there's a little micro bend in the right knee. Okay. All right, let's release and walk the hands around to the left side, pivot the left knee, and all the way to the back of the mat with the left hand. Reach the right arm up over the head to stretch along the right side of the body. You're pressing the sole of the right foot down to lift the right hip up and back, spiraling the chest open. And release the hands back to the floor, walking them back to the front of the mat and bending the right knee. Okay, with the right hand inside the right foot or the right elbow on the right knee, lift up the left shoulder and open the left arm over the head. Wonderful, way to go, good. All right, bring the left hand down and widen the right foot over to the right edge of the mat. And deepen the hip stretch by bending the elbows, possibly bringing them to the mat. taking enough time with each breath to let these deep muscles stretch. Back up and begin to straighten the front knee, coming into more of a split. Okay, so walk the left knee back, and you can have blocks underneath, hands to help support, or blankets, whatever props are useful to you. But while you're pressing down through the legs, lifting up through the pelvic floor, you're squeezing this quadricep muscle, drawing the thigh bone back into the hip socket so the pelvis stays square to the end of the mat. If you like, even folding over that hip is an option. Somehow extract ourselves from this pose, dragging the right heel behind, and eventually lifting hips up, heels down, downward dog. Letting the breath once more penetrate deep into the body. Long, calm breaths. And you can lower the knees or just step the left foot forward. And the right knee down. Pressing through the legs. Lift the arms. Anjaneyasana, asana, monkey pose. Release, hands back down. Start to straighten the front knee. Walk the heel forward a few inches and lift up the toes. And pause on the inhalation. Make sure your body's comfortable. On the exhale is when you can stretch a little deeper. Lifting the belly up away from that left thigh. Listening to your inner voice, body's messages. Okay. Now, lift up the back and walk the hands around to the side. Keep walking the right hand to the back of the mat. Press the sole of the left foot down, push the hips forward, lift the heart up and arch back. Squeezing the buttocks and opening the throat a little for a nice back bend. Wonderful. And lower the hands and walk them back around to the front of the mat. Bend the left knee. Now the left hand will be inside the left knee, or left elbow on the left knee. And lift the right arm and reach it over the right ear. Stay engaged through the inner thighs and the lower abdomen, so the legs continue to press into the floor, giving support, while this right side of the body can stretch and elongate. The left arm acts as leverage against the inner thigh to keep opening the chest and drawing that right shoulder back. All right, lower the right hand. Okay, or lizard lunge, widen the left foot over to the edge. You can turn the toes out some. Inhale, lengthen the arms straight, and exhale, start to bend the elbows, but stay strong here through the inner thighs, the pelvic floor. Engage all the muscles that you're stretching. And if your body permits, lower to the elbows, or use blocks in any fashion you want. Any variation or modification of a pose that brings you more joy is welcome. Lift up the back and go on to Hanumanasana, walking that left foot forward more, or the right knee back more. Okay. So turning to the inside gives your pelvis a little more space to expand out to the side. So that's one modification. Using blocks under the hands, another good way to assist in the pose. But stay strong in the legs, still pressing down a lot through the back heel by engaging all these muscles in the back of the leg. So pulling this left thigh bone back into the hip socket. Keep it safe. Don't hyperextend the knee. And just enjoy deep, calm breaths. These are deep muscles. We're not in any hurry. We're not forcing the body. Alright. Just playing with a little stretch here. Okay. But coming out of the pose in some way that your body will allow, and back to table pose. Warm day. All right. Please curl the toes under, lift up the knees for downward facing dog. And pivot the heels to the right, balance on the right arm as you come to side plank. And lifting the left arm. Balancing there, maybe on the outer edge of one foot. Oh, nice job, good. Have fun, add the joy that your body wants to express in the pose. If that's lifting the top leg or binding the foot, do what gives you joy in your practice. We're coming back to down dog to transition. And then turning the heels to the left, balance on the left arm, lift up the right. Use strong core to balance on just one foot, and then may try lifting the top leg or other variations. And come back down and rest on hands and knees. Now, please lift up the hands, and we'll just take a breath here and prepare mentally for Camel Ustrasana, a back bending pose where we're going to engage the buttocks, lower back, draw the shoulder blades in, and either support hands there on the back of the buttocks, or one hand at a time reach down to the heels and lift the heart. Squeeze the buttocks a little, support the lower back with that muscular energy and your exuberance to shine. And then relax and lift up to a straight spine. Rest the hands. All right, who's up for a little more fun this morning? Try one arm balance pose where it's Ekapada Kundanyasana. Nice. They're excited. I can hear how excited they are. They'll try anything. All right, step the right foot forward, please. Left knee back. Okay, so some call this the flying splits. Flying splits. And you're going to use that right upper arm as a support underneath the right hip. So get down low with the chest, tuck the right elbow back towards the right sitting bone as close as you can get it, then walk the right toes away. They go out to the side a little and lift up. So right leg is lifted, and then from your core lift and balance to lift the back leg. Okay. And that's not a beginner pose. Good. Okay, that was thrilling. We'll try another side. Okay, the left foot forward. Okay, so what you can do to sort of prepare is sort of hold on to the back of that left heel and bring that left shoulder down, the left elbow up underneath that left sitting bone, as close as there can be. Scoot the left foot out, lift the left leg up, lean forward, and then your balance is all there on the back of that left arm. Yay! Wow. Now we're sweating. We can turn around onto seated and extend the legs forward. Or staff pose. Now, also, having a blanket to sit on is perfectly normal for our seated pose. If your hips are a little stiff, do that. Now, start here with a straight back. Flex the ankles and hug the legs to the midline. Draw the lower back in. You can even press down through the backs of the heels to get this curve in the lumbar and the lower back. Inhale, lengthen the sides of the body, arms up. And exhale, fold over the hips. Relaxing on the inhale and sensing the joy, the delight and fun in the pose before pushing a little farther into the stretch. Complete breaths in and complete breaths out. Inhale up to a straight back. And bring the soles of the feet together, cobbler pose, Baddha Konasana. Pull against the ankles to draw the lower back in and relax the shoulders down. As you exhale, begin to hinge forward and press the elbows gently into the thighs. Relax the pressure on the inhale so that you can again sense the joy. Exhale, feel what your body's telling you. Listen to that inner voice. Follow your intuition deeper into the stretch. Release the knees up and open the legs wide. Flex the ankles. Spiral the inner thighs down. Draw the lower back in. Lift the head of the arm bones up into the shoulders, squaring the shoulders. And then begin to fold deep creases in the hips by pulling up with the quad muscles, pulling the thigh bones back into the hip sockets. And over a series of breaths, perhaps coming to the elbows, or head on the hands. Or head to the floor. And lift the back up. Cross the ankles in Sukhasana or Swastikasana, where the knees are a little bit wider. Once more. Take good, comfortable seat, good straight posture, and practice some of the Bhastrika breath, the bellows breath, where you're pumping the abdomen in and out like a bellows to blow air in and out through the nostrils. Good. And take a little rest, a little break there. And we'll do a second round of Bhastrika Pranayama when you're ready. Good. You're all pumped up. So let's use that excitement, that thrilling joy, to lift the hips in Purvottanasana. Put the hands and feet flat on the mat. Push down and lift the sides of the hips up. And lift up the heart. If it brings joy to you, lift the right leg up. And down. And try the left leg. And down, and lower the hips and buttocks, and rest on the flat of the back. Lift the arms and lengthen the side body. Push the feet down, pull the heels towards the sitting bones, so there's a natural arch in the lower back. Then bring your arms back down by your side and press the elbows down, the feet down, lift the hips up. Support with the hands if you want. Walk the heels closer if you need. Or clasp the hands and roll the shoulder blades under to lift up the heart, lift up the chin. And if it sparks joy, lift the right leg. And down, and lift the left leg. And down, and hips down, and resting. Okay, some friends like Urdhva Dhanurasana for a deeper back bend. Going up into wheel pose is an option now if you choose. If that's not what brings you joy, then choose something else. Shavasana is also an option. Or you're starting to lift the hips for Urdhva. Tuck the shoulder blades under. And with the hands above the shoulders, press into the floor to lift up the back and hips into this nice deep back bend. And if it brings you joy to lift one leg, try that. Of course, you want to do both. So, rest it down. And open the knees for cobbler pose, letting the soles of the feet touching. Finding a comfortable space to relax. Assisting your own stretch if you desire with a little pressure of the hands against the thighs. You're resisting that pressure so it's not overcoming you with force. And relaxing the pressure on the inhale, making sure there's no objection in the body. Hearing your intuitive voice clearly as to how much your body wants to stretch. All right, lift the knees back together. Press the feet down to lift the buttocks an inch and slide the backs of your hands under the buttocks, sitting down now on the back of the hands. Then lift up the legs and invert legs. Again, listening to your own intuition and adjusting and modifying, fine-tuning or personalizing this experience for your own joy and happiness. If it's comfortable and joyful to lift your hips, take them up and extend the legs over the head and plow. Adding a deep stretch in the back of the shoulders and neck. And releasing, bend the knees towards the chest. Hold the ankles or the feet and pull the knees towards the shoulders and happy baby. Be as playful and joyful and creative with your pose as you desire, adding whatever intuitive movement comes to you naturally and organically. Whee! This is so much fun. Gradually let your body come down to the mat and begin to stretch out. Take a full body stretch, arms overhead, legs wide. Stretch the legs and the arms. And the ankles and wrists. And the palms and fingers. Feet and the toes, all the large and small muscles getting one last good stretch and movement. Not forgetting the face, the eyes, the jaw, the mouth, even the tongue should get a good stretch. And gradually relax those movements. Relax the arms down by your side and turning the palms face up. And bring the shoulder blades under the back and let the back of the shoulders just sink into the floor. The back of your head start to rest onto the floor. And for the benefit of all, you don't want so much light. Dimming down, turning down the effort now, dialing it back, and just letting your body sink deeper into the floor as it rests and relaxes. Soaking up more joy. Feeling good about yourself for taking this important time in your day for your own well-being, good health, and mental clarity. That you're able to integrate the consciousness of your physical body with the more subtle parts of yourself, the energetic body, the causal body, the bliss body, the Anandamaya kosha, your essential core nature, pure bliss, joy and peace. Reconnecting with that deep part of yourself as you relax every muscle. Relaxing from the face, mouth, and the jaw. Relaxing in the shoulders and arms. Relaxing in the wrists and hands. Relaxing in the back and chest. Relaxing in the stomach and the lower back. Relaxing in the hips and pelvis. Relaxing in the upper legs and lower legs. Relaxing in the feet and toes. Now every muscle relaxing, loose and limp. Sinking deeper and deeper into the mat. Feeling such bliss and joy and happiness that arises naturally and effortlessly from deep within your heart and your spirit and your soul. begin to deepen your breath and awaken muscles of your body with a little movement, stretching, until you can roll over to your side. And take a pause there to make sure the mind is also conscious, aware, and then sit back when you're ready to easy seated pose. Well, this is a complete joy to have your company. I bow to that joy of being within each of you. Namaste.